Hey there, today I'm going to be reviewing some products from a company called WarMag. So, WarMag is a company that specializes in magnets for army transportation. They're built for these really useful storage boxes. I've been using them for about 3 months now, and I've been taking them every week or two to the local club and once to a tournament. And these have been really solid, and they've come in really pretty patterns like this one. Apologies if I'm a bit all over the place, but I've never made a video like this before. I've only ever reviewed things on live streams up until now. So yeah. So this pretty magnetic sheet, you just peel the backing off and it slots right into your really useful storage box. Its adhesive backing makes it super easy, and also it matches my nails. So make sure that this is all nice and firmly down, and it's just that easy. You can see on the bottom there's no air bubbles or anything, and they're just so pretty. There's so many different designs as well. But the real power is this. This is one of my minis that I've been using in my combat patrol games recently, and I've been taking this to the club and I've taken it to a tournament, and as you can see it's got delicate resin basing bits and it's got resin conversion pieces. And it's really weighty because the base is heavy from all the epoxy and basing materials. This is quite heavy. And a little magnet in the bottom from WarMag, and it just stays. Like, it doesn't move. I don't drive a car, I ride a motorcycle, and I don't own saddlebags or a top box or anything like that. This has just been thrown, like the entire thing thrown in a duffel bag and just slung across my back while I've been riding. And I take sharp turns at low angles and I speed a little, and they just don't move. I mean, look how easy it is to pick it up though. You can move it with your finger, but you just can't move it by shaking it. Oh, I finally managed to. I had to make some really sharp motions just then repeatedly to get it to move at all though. It holds them so securely. So, how do you get these magnets in? Epoxy, glue, UV resin? Nope, none of that. You get some sheets like this. They're magnetic sheets that are attached to a foam adhesive backing like 3M foam tape. And basically you just push them out and peel the backing off. I've got some models here that have been waiting for their magnets, so I'm going to show you how easy it is. Where's our one from the recent tutorial? Here we go. So you've just seen the tutorial for this one. The full tutorial is still being edited at the moment. I get my bases from scalemodel.co.uk. I'm not sponsored, but they're a good service, so I don't mind shouting them out. But anyway, so we'll push that one out and drop that over there. I'll do this with Mini in hand because why make things easy for myself? See how easy that was to peel off even with my nails? And we drop it in the bottom of the base like so. I did mess up the alignment on this one, but that's fine because we've got a little wiggle room. So I'm just going to drag it in the opposite direction and it smooths down just fine. It's now entirely flat, totally flush. I don't know if you're meant to let it settle or anything, but oh well, here goes. And there you go, in real time. I feel like I could probably throw these like darts, honestly, they just hold so incredibly well. So I'm going to do the full squad, plus a captain, and one additional model that may prove to be a problem for some people purchasing these, which are the GW based ones with the plug holes in them like this. I've seen some people sharpening metal rods to act as a hole punch to go through these sheets, but I have another solution for you. We have 4 more to do in this squad. Our friend here is already fine, so I guess it's also worth stating that while I have been sent these things for free, my opinions are all my own. And I know that some people think those kind of statements are usually BS and that it's just YouTubers being nice to companies to get free stuff. But quite honestly, if a product is shit, why would I want it, free or not? I'll always give an honest opinion about products that I'm reviewing, whether or not I have purchased them myself, or if I've been sent them for free, or if I'm being paid to review them. This opportunity with WarMag actually came at a really useful time for me because I was already looking at sourcing magnets. I was just going to buy neodymium magnets and start epoxying them into the bottom of bases so that I could take my models to the club at last. And this just kind of solved that issue for me. I'm so glad I waited. So I actually have some larger bases on hand as well that I didn't have appropriately sized magnets for. I was sent the 28.5mm and the 34.5mm ones, which are for 32mm and 40mm bases respectively. So for example, that recent Combat Patrol tournament, I also entered the painting competition for it as well. And I did win first place for the character category. But I submitted my Azrael, and as you can see, the base isn't actually finished yet, and there are some details left on him that aren't finished yet as well. But the 40mm base magnet wasn't actually big enough, so as you can see from the magnet sheet, I cut out some of the surrounding pieces of the sheet and placed it around the initial magnet to help fill it out. I'm not gonna lie, I'd been awake for 3 days by that point, and I felt like an absolute genius working that solution out. But yeah, even this one, I can stick it in there fine and it does not move. It's a heavy model. There is a ton of epoxy on this, and the tree, the foliage, it's all resin. This is actually a 56-gram model, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for comparison, a standard intercessor on a plain base weighs 7. So how do we do this? The easy solution for me? Flush cutters. Now, these ones are from Green Stuff World, and they are not the best. I personally don't advise buying their products. However, these are single-sided cutters, and I haven't yet upgraded to a good pair. This is also the model that I won my first 2 painting competitions with. It's a very special model to me, and I'll probably do a video in the future about how I overcame some of the issues I was facing prior to this model, just in case it helps anyone else with their issues. If that model spin just made you worry at all, leave me a comment down below. I'm curious how many people were left on edge from that. This is a much more prickly model to try and apply pressure to though. And now to test as always. Ta-da! This is probably my most precious model, so I'm happy that it's now transport safe finally, but it is going back on my shelf for it's safe. And now the last one. This hasn't got anything on the bottom, so this is a super easy one. This one does have a chunky base as well though. This one weighs in at 35 grams. The Outrider Mini that I also took to the tournament weighs in at 71 grams. And that was held down with 2 34.5mm magnets. For comparison, a non-emissary model with a plain base weighs less than that, and my average intercessor model weighs in at about 18 to 20 grams per piece. Honestly, just fantastic. Oh, and just to show, these can go upside down as well. But that's not all that you get with these. We're going to put our squad away for a minute, and in addition to those bits, you also get these. I think I just about nailed getting that perfectly straight. Also putting one on the other end. Mostly straight. And the long one you can put on the side. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I think I'm going to put that one back on. This one's more for the side of the 4-litre ones. Is the WarMag bit a sticker too? Oh, no, it doesn't look like it is. I think it should be, to be honest. It would give them some more advertising we could just slap on the box. So this one is called Galaxy Brain, and they also sent me this nice blue galaxy one as well, which is super pretty, but I can't find the name for it on the website. The first one I got that I've been testing is actually the pink one, and that's called Blood Mist. That's the one I used for my Combat Patrol. So there's the other 5 Hellblasters, the 3 Blade Guard, the 10 Intercessors, and the Captain. And this does come with a pretty pink label as well. That's one side down, and I'll need these labels in the future as well because I have a plan. I plan to work my way through all of the combat patrols, fully painting and basing them, and then magnetizing them with WarMag supplies like this. Then I'm going to label them with a printout of the rules for that list so that I can just pick one up whenever I want to use one. But also I can then lend that to other people, because I think Combat Patrol is a really great way to try a new army or for a new person to try the game. Someone is much more likely to try the game if they're able to borrow a set rather than having to buy a Combat Patrol box and then building it, etc. All they need is a couple of free hours, and as long as they're nearby, they will be able to try. And that's the level of accessibility I would like to be able to offer to those around me. It won't be a fast project, but I hope it will be a fun project. So this has been the one that's been riding around with me on my motorcycle, and I won't lie, I've got a bit of a heavy hand on my throttle, and I take my corners pretty sharp, I lean a bit too low, like I said before, but I don't think I could have found a rougher way to transport these on regular roads, other than perhaps mailing them via Every. This has hands down been the best solution I have found to transport my models, and I wholeheartedly give this my recommendation. A big thanks to WarMag for sending me these products out for review. I'll also be putting something up on my Twitter and my Instagram. Don't worry, you're not missing out on a tutorial this week because of this filling the weekly slot. There is going to be other videos as well. If you could do all the typical YouTube pleasantries for me, like, comment, subscribe, etc., that would be hugely appreciated, and we'll be back soon with a tutorial.